Well, I started with the assessor's office in 2003. Prior to that, I was in banking. I worked for Bank of America for 11 years at our local branch here, and then I went to the assessor's office, and in 2007, I became a personal property appraiser and a data collector, and in 2015, I ran for office and was elected.
Did you say dad collector?
Data collector. I could be the dog collector too if you want, so.
Can you talk about some of your goals for the Office of Nye County Assessor?
Well, the goals that I have for the upcoming years are getting our DebNet system up and running as to where we want it to be, which is our software system. We have been live for 3 years, and it's been a challenge. It has definitely been a struggle. It doesn't produce what we thought it was going to produce, and we've had to find out workarounds and different things of getting the information that we need for our taxpayers. And my staff is very capable of doing that, and so that's our biggest challenge right now is just working on our software. My office runs pretty smoothly. I have 14 employees. I have 5 in the north, and the rest are down here in the south. Being an appraiser, working in the office, you have a job to do, and you know what it is, and you're expected to do it.
Can you list the functions of the Nye County Assessor's Office?
Do you have all night?
Yes.
Okay, all right. First thing that we do is, of course, we do your assessments on your properties, okay, whether it's vacant land or it's improved properties. We take care of veterans, we take care of surviving spouses, we take care of blind exemptions, we handle golf cart permits, we handle your tax cap form, so you want to make sure that when you get that tax cap form in the mail, whether you're getting the correct tax cap, you want to make sure you get your 3% if it's your primary residence. We handle all your assessment notices that go out in December. There's about 60,000 of them. Again, we do them in June. For any property that we've touched between that time period, everyone is entitled to another assessment if we have made any additions to your property or a change in land value. So we handle that. So that's about, maybe 10 or 15,000 that go out in June. We handle all of the, why are you giving me a 30-second? I'm the only one up here. Anyway, but we handle a lot more than just doing your assessment of your property, so.
Okay, part 2, what else do you guys do in your office? She has another minute and a half.
Anyway, besides your assessments, I mean, there's a lot that we do in that office. We work in conjunction with the treasurer's office and the recorder.
Thank you. Exclusive does not mean indefinite.
Can you tell me more of the functions of your office? All right, so how open are you to the public to answer questions or concerns?
Well, I have an open door policy. I'm there Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. The only time you will not find me in my office is if I'm sick, on vacation, at a conference, or in another meeting. My staff will tell you that I'm there all the time. Sometimes they think I'm there too much. But work ethic is something that my mother instilled in me, and I have always done that, and I will always do that. I think it's very important to be in the office. Did I answer the question?
I think so.
Okay.
I was sleeping. All right. I just found out about homesteading, so I'm really interested in this. Would you hold informational meetings for the public to find out more about what the county assessor's office is doing? Would that be something that you might be interested in holding?
Yes. We have had those before. We've gone down to the county commissioner chambers. We have given demonstrations on how to use our internet system so that you can maneuver through it on your own. We've had meetings with the real estate agents. I'm not opposed to that. I mean, if there's something that somebody has that they want to bring up, we'd be more than happy to talk about it. I do present myself at the DAVs, and any time that there is a veterans event going on, I make sure that I'm there so that I can hand out information, because you'd be really surprised how many people don't know that that benefit is available to them.
Can you talk a little bit about how come I personally search for things on the assessor site, and if I don't put drive in correctly, capital, or spell it out all the way? And is that something that you guys are going to correct when you're doing searches for properties, how exacting that is? And is that something that you might be looking for to make it more public friendly?
That is one of the glitches that we have, because when it took it from the old AS400 system and brought it over to the DevNet system, it didn't bring everything over correctly. So some have DR for drive, some have DRIVE for drive, okay? And vice versa, you know, all the other ones that go along with it. So the easiest way that I tell people to do that is to, when you go onto the assessor site, instead of, like my house is 220 West Mesquite, instead of putting in 220 West Mesquite, I want to put in just 220. It'll bring me up everything that has a 220 in there. That's the easiest way that I find if I'm looking on the internet myself to be able to find a property. So I think that that's something that we can share. It's something that we are working on. It's not something that's being forgotten. I know our website leaves a lot to be desired. There was quite a bit of stuff that we were able to get from the AS400 prior, which we will get eventually. I just can't say when.
Besides those, what are some of the other hurdles that you face in the Nye County Assessor's Office?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
What are some of the hurdles that you face in the Nye County Assessor's Office?
Well, folks think that I'm the one that sets your taxes, and I'm not. I'm not. I am mandated by NRS and the Department of Taxation and by the NAC, and your county commissioners and your Department of Taxation are who set your taxes, not me. All I do is the assessment on it. I have no way of knowing if your taxes are going to go up. I don't know what your tax rate's going to be until June 25th, when the Department of Taxation releases that information to us.
Can you talk about some of the things that you disagree with that is currently happening within the assessor's office?
I'm sorry.
Some of the things that you disagree with that are currently happening in the assessor's office?
Well, I can't really disagree with anything because I am mandated. So, you know, I mean, if I want to continue doing my job and doing it correctly, I need to follow those NRSs and the NACs. There really isn't anything outside of the ordinary that any other assessor's office, you know, we all do the same thing. We all do it the same way, because we're all mandated by the same Department of Taxation and Nevada revised statutes and Nevada assessment standards.
Can you describe your management style?
I'm not a micromanager. I don't think that I have to stand over you and tell you how to do your job. You have a job to do. I expect you to do it. The appraisers, you know, they have to go through a rigorous training. They have to be licensed within 2 years. They have to hold continuing education credits. The rest of the staff, you know, we do ownership changes in our office. So we work with Deb Beatty in the recorder's office very closely. We have to make sure that all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, and that, you know, a lot of people think that we transfer property on an assessment, or excuse me, a parcel number, and we don't. We transfer by legal description. So a lot of times the legal descriptions are wrong and we have to reject them. You know, my staff, I couldn't ask for a better staff, I'm sorry. I will brag about them every day. They are wonderful, they do their job. It's ultimately my responsibility if something goes wrong. I'm not afraid to pick up the phone and say we made a mistake, you know, and we'll fix it.
Can you talk about your approach when you have issues in your office between yourself or staff members?
Well, again, it's, you know, it's an open door policy. You know, if I have an issue with my staff, I'm the first one that goes there. If it's it's a writable offense that needs to be written up and, you know, something that goes in their file, that's something that we're gonna discuss. I'll bring in HR so that, you know, we have another set of ears in the office. But most of the time, usually you can talk with that staff member and be able to work out your differences. You know, they might not agree with the way that I do things, and I don't have any problem taking criticism. I'm not perfect. I look for new ideas. I look for a better way to do our job, you know, and an easier way to do our job.
If you notice, witnessed, or suspected a fellow employee doing something unethical or unlawful, would you report it?
Already have, thank you. That's all I'll say on that.
What are you gonna say? Can you explain homesteading?
Homesteading? Well, it's not out of my office, it's out of the recorder's office, but I can give you a background on it. Homesteading is designed to not take away your debt, it's designed to help you with medical needs. So up until 2 years ago, it only used to be $250,000, now it's up to $500,000. It's a good thing to homestead your home, so go in and see Deb at the recorder's office. They'll give you all the paperwork on it. It costs you $37 to record it. It's a good thing to have.
I think that's all I got. All right, thank you, Sheree.
Closing statement.
Okay, well, again, thank you. Most everybody left, but I appreciate y'all sticking around. That's my family. But anyway, I hope I've done a good enough job in the last 2 terms, and I'd really like to go one more term. And I hope I can expect your vote, and hope I've earned your vote for June 14th. Thank you very much.